In this video, I will share a technique I call stencil splattering. I will be using layering stencils and a cover die from the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero April 2024 kit. Hi, this is Anna of Crafty Anna Studio. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share paper crafting and card making tutorials. As some of you know, each kit comes in a zippered pouch. Every My Monthly Hero kit comes with an information card. On one side are card inspirations for both the classic and premium kit, and on the other side lists the contents of the kit. For the classic kit, we have a 4x6 stamp set full of bold sentiments for many occasions. There is also a beautiful cover plate die that partially cuts out flowers and butterflies. You will see this in action later on. Also included in the kit are separate fancy dies that cut out even more butterflies and flowers. Then we have a 3-piece stencil set that coordinates with the cover die. And let's not forget the inks. There's Blue Hawaii, Taffy, and Splash. These inks react with water to create cool effects. Now those are the contents of the classic kit. If you're a subscriber to the premium kit, you get all the contents of the classic kit plus extra goodies. Get another 4x6 stamp set with folk animal designs and sentiments and its coordinating frame cuts. Plus you get a pack of folk animal design ephemera. Unfortunately, the kit is sold out, but I hope you find some inspiration in this video to use what you already have in your stash. For this technique, I am going to need my silicone mat. I also have a plastic palette which I will put off to the side. I will start with the 3-piece stencil set. I take the stencil marked 1 and adhere to the piece of watercolor paper. I will use washi tape to secure the stencil to the paper. The first color I'll be using is the taffy ink. For this stencil splattering technique, I will be using an old toothbrush. I chose one that had soft, flexible bristles. And to help control the mess, I have a microfiber cloth ready. I smushed the taffy ink onto a plastic palette, then gave it a couple of spritzes of water from a spray bottle. Then I removed some excess water from the bristles with a microfiber cloth. This is important as you do not want too much water. You will see why in a bit. Normally, I don't mind getting my fingers inky, but I just had a manicure, so I'll just put on some plastic gloves. I take the toothbrush, then load up the bristles with some of the watery ink. I will gently run my thumb through the bristles and try to get as close to the paper as possible. The closer you are to the paper, the more dense the splatters will be. I keep doing this until I get good coverage. Then once I'm satisfied, I wash off the brush and peel off the stencil to reveal a subtle pattern. It looks like the design was spray painted on. Next, I move on to stencil number 2. I secure it to the watercolor panel, and this time I will use the Splash ink. I smush it onto the palette, give it a couple of spritzes of water, Dry the toothbrush before picking up the ink. Then I start splattering it all over the panel. If you have too much water in your brush like I had here, it can create big blobs of water. But not to worry, I just use the cloth to pick it up. Then I add more ink and it's all good again. I continue doing this until I have good coverage. While I'm splattering away, I just wanted to apologize for uploading this video a little late. It's supposed to go out in April, but I had a lot going on. I might be a little late this month of May as well, because I will be traveling. But I hope that if you haven't subscribed yet, you might consider doing so. I really enjoy making these videos when I can, and I hope you can support me by subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. Now back to the tutorial. I peel off the stencil to reveal more of the beautiful pattern. Next, I take stencil number 3 and secure it onto the watercolor panel. I'll be using Blue Hawaii ink as the last color. I will smush, spray, and splatter away. A little more about this technique. About 2 years ago, while I was teaching an online card class, a fellow teacher, Daniel, was teaching the class this technique through a stencil. He didn't use a layering stencil, but the technique really intrigued me and I thought I would try it one day. And today's the day. So this time I'm using a layering stencil. And when I gave it a try, I loved how it turned out, and that's why I'm teaching it to you today. So Daniel, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I'm going to link Daniel's Instagram profile in the video description below. You can give him a follow to support him. Thanks! I peel off the stencil to reveal the finished pattern. Look how cool it came out. I can stop here and it will be okay, but I want to step it up a little bit more. So then I will take stencil number 1, secure it once again onto the panel. Then I take the taffy ink and a blending brush. I will ink blend this over the stencil. This will define the edges of the pattern a little. I am very light-handed here because I still want the splatters to show. As I peel off the stencil, you can see that the edges are a little more defined. Then I take stencil number 2 and with a splash ink and a mini blending brush, I will ink blend it over the top. Just very lightly. I will do the same for stencil number 3 and the Blue Hawaii ink. Then after ink blending, I will use the cover die in the kit and cut out the pattern. But this cover die only cuts it out partially. You will see this in a bit. As you can see here that the die only cuts portions of the pattern, like the wings of the butterfly, the leaves, and the flowers. I will then cut the panel down to about 4¼ by 5½. For the background, I will use this pink cardstock. I took a rectangle infinity die to cut out a frame. Now it's time to assemble the card. First, I will adhere the pink panel on top of a white side-folding note card. Then I take the die-cut panel and open up all the cutout areas, the butterflies, the leaves, and the flowers. Then I add glue only to the edges at the back of the panel, as I don't want it to interfere with all the openings. My camera died as I was assembling the frame, but it was pretty straightforward. I just added glue to the edges and put the frame on top. Off camera, I white heat embossed the sentiment, "You are amazing," onto pink cardstock, and then I added a few more layers for added dimension. To finish off the card, I added flat back pearls to some of the flower centers and also the butterflies. These flat back pearls came from another My Monthly Hero kit, but I'm not sure which one. So that's my card project for today. I hope you learned something new and that you would give this a try. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to take care of yourself. Till next time, bye!